We're supposed to use a truth table to determine which of these statements is equivalent to this one up here. So let's start with like we usually do. We only have two statements, so we just do the true, true, false, false pattern. And then the second column is true, false, true, false. And then to figure out the biconditional here, that P implies Q, that also means that Q implies P. So this one is true if P and Q are both true, or it gets marked true if P and Q are both false. So P and Q are both true, so the biconditional is true in the first row. One of them's false, one of them's false, both are false, so this is that new thing for biconditionals. We're used to, like, before this part in the chapter, we used to just do P implies Q, just the arrow going one way. And that would be true if this was false, or it'd be true if they were both true. With the biconditional, you mark it true if both are true or if both are false. So we're supposed to find which one of these has the same truth value. So it kind of stinks, but you just kind of have to go through each of these. So P or Q, you can do that real quick. If either P or Q are true, we mark it true. So this one we can fill out, and then we need to find out that with an AND statement with this one. So we need to know what this statement is, P or not Q. In order to figure that one out, in order to figure out P or not Q just means the negation of Q, so false, true, false, true. So if either one of those are true, we mark it true. So this is P is true, this gets marked true. P is true, this gets marked true. P is false, but not Q would be false. So this row gets marked an F. And then this is false, not false would be true because we're doing the negation of Q here. So this gets marked true. Okay, so now we're ready to fill out this. It's when these two here, I'm going to label them 1 and 2 so I don't have to copy them. 1 and 2. They both elements in the rows need to be true in order to mark this true. We got true, true, so we mark true. True, true, so we mark this true. Hey, so we can rule this one out right now, right? Because this is our column that we're trying to target. It's got false in the second row. This one has true in the second row. We're filling this one out. We just found out it doesn't work. Okay. Luckily we have this one. We don't have this one on our table, so we got to write that out. The negation of P or Q. Write out its truth values. So the negation of P would mean false, false, true, true, right? So if either that column is true or this column is true, we mark it true. Q is true in the first row. Q is false, and then the negation of P is going to be false. So this gets marked false. Q is true, so it doesn't even matter what the negation of P is because it's or, one or the other. Q is false. The negation of P is true, so this gets marked true. Okay, so now we're ready to do this one. Again, let me abbreviate. Let's call this a 1. These were from the other one. And then this row, this column we already have. It's right here. We'll call that 2. We're looking for 1 and 2, where both the 1 column and the 2 column both have true. So true, true, we mark this T. True, false, we mark this false. Let's see, are we matching our target row right now? So far, yes, we've matched our target row. Let's keep going. So 1 is true in the third row, true, so this gets marked true. That means we're off from our target row, so this option is out. So we got to keep going. I got to make more room for my columns. This one we already have, so that's good news. We don't have to redo that one. This one we do not have. So real quick, the negation of P and the negation of Q. If you're doing this by pencil and paper, it's probably quicker to just write it out. It's just hard for me to write with this mouse sometimes. I just negated Q and I negated P. That will help us fill out this one. We want the negation of P or the negation of Q. So if either one of these are true, we mark this the row true. Negation of P is false, negation of Q is false, so the first row we're false. Okay. And actually, if you just analyze the first row, I think we're done here, right? Because this one is false in the first row. This one is P implies is true. So false and true that evaluates to be false for the first row. We're supposed to have true for the first row, so we can rule this one out. Okay, so there's a shortcut there. If you just check the first row, and if it doesn't match this target row, like we just found out, then you don't have to do the rest of them. The negation of P and Q, there's a negation of P or Q, which we have here is number 1. And then P or negation of Q, we have that, that's 2. So this last option here is 1 and 2, meaning 1 has to be true and 2 has to be true in order to mark it be true. So the first row, true, true, we mark this true. Second row, we got false, true, so they're not both true, we mark it false because it's an and statement. We got true, false, so we mark this false. We got true, true, so we mark this true. Hey, so this last one, we filled out the truth table value. It's true, false, false, true, which is what we were trying to match up in the first place. So that's why this one's the correct answer. So I'm going to try to type this one out. That might be easier. So we got a normal stuff. Oops. Come on, there we go. So the first row we say true, true, false, false for P. And then for Q we say true, false. It's just a pattern, like I've said in a few other videos. You don't have to do it this way, but if we all stick with the same method, then we don't get confused when we look at each other's work. We'll put a little bar here to show those are separate. We'll put another bar here. We would need to have P or Q. Bar to separate that. So P or Q gets marked true if either P or Q are true. So they're both true in the first one of them's true in the second row, one of them's true in the third row, and they're both false in the fourth row, so we mark that false. We also need to have the negation of Q, so that we can fill that out real quick. I don't know why I used capital Q earlier. So the negation of Q just means take everything in the row for Q and change it from true to false or vice versa. False, true. And now we can finish this statement. We can do P or Q and the negation of Q. So to do that statement, P or Q, we got true, 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 false, and the negation of Q. This column and this column have to both be true to mark this true because it's an and statement. So true, false gets this marked false. True, true, we mark this true. True, false, we mark this false. And this one false. Only one of those 4 rows have both true values. So this is our target row. We're supposed to find the equivalent statement to this one here. False, true, false, false. And we can rule this one out, right? Negation of Q, because we got that on the board. It's true, false. Negation of Q is right here. False, true, false, true. That's not the same as this here. Maybe we could do this one really quickly. I'm just looking for the easiest one first because maybe we'll get lucky and we don't have to go on. P and not Q. So we are looking at P and not Q. They both have to be true. So we got true, false. This gets marked false because it's an and statement. We got true, true. This gets marked true. We got false, false. This gets marked false because they both have to be true. And we got false, true, that gets marked false because they're not both true. P is not true. Q, not negation of Q is true, but they both have to be the same. Oh, and we got lucky. That's it. This is our multiple choice answer because that matches, the one I just guessed, matches our target statement up here.